r/ask Reddit. What's a hill you're willing to die on every time? And paid internship are not good for students. A poor student can't afford the costs that go along with the internship. Agree. My daughter was working at a company making $23 HR and now has to do an internship to get her master's. Internship is at same company and the university doesn't allow the company to pay her. It's the university? Forgive me, I don't know enough about academia or internships. What's the reasoning for the university to not allow payment? Using your children as content for social media is child exploitation. Oh my god, I literally bitch to my other half about this daily. The poor kids, and now the disabled people that genuinely have no idea they are being asked to hold up a shirt and smile. There is this Instagram that has a bunch of extremely low functioning autistic kids that make disability awareness shirts in an assembly type of line, and the person running the Insta videos then posts them. Oh. And one of the worst perpetrators of this is that lying a-hole Liver King, when his sons look back at the content he has forced the two of them to make, and his poor wife, his little tribe won't be so tribby anymore. Pose. He even made them make complimentary Instagrams to post about their dad's content. People getting on subways or elevators before letting people off makes no sense. I say my piece every time I see it. I agree. But duck the people on the subway who take their sweet ass time getting up such that when everyone else is off and people are getting on they're going the wrong way. You should be on your feet ready to exit when the train stops. Move your asses people. Edit. Yes. Obviously if you are an old man or a pregnant lady or otherwise moving as if you're injured or disabled I don't judge you for it. I've had people irate that I got on before they got off who were still sitting down when I walked through the doors. I always check. But just because it's the end of the line or the conductor announces they are going to hold the train for a few minutes doesn't mean you get priority if you're not getting up or walking toward the door when they open. Keep the goddamn sponge out of the sink. Or leave it wet and soggy. It should be squeezed as dry as possible. OMG. Someone who understands. I swear I've given up on this because I've never been able to convince anyone to do this. Everyone's always flabbergasted by the stinkiness of the sponge when just wringing it out after use completely eliminates the problem and can extend the life of the sponge by like 10x. Edit. I'd like to add that besides the sanitary factor if not having bacteria-riddled cleaning where there's nothing as gross as the nasty sponge smell on your fingers after using a gross sponge. I swear that lingers for half a day no matter how much you wash your hands. Radio stations should play more than 250 songs. You're getting to 150? I swear I could scrape most I hate radio stations for arc and barely find 100 songs by 40 artists. Worked in radio when there were still thousands of O&O stations. Had a music library of 10,000 plus albums. Approved playlist contained 200 songs. 10 songs on hot rotation. 40 songs on medium rotation and 100 songs on low rotation. Jockeys could play 2 songs per air shift not on the playlist, but had to submit a list of 5 options. 24 hours in advance for approval of the 2 by the program director. Health insurance should cover the whole body. The fact that vision and dental are separate things is a pure cash grab. As a hearing aid wearer, I would like to add to the list of complaints. Hearing isn't even an add-on option within insurance. They're classified as cosmetic. So is most dermatology. I find it ridiculous that I can't utilize a regular dermatologist unless it is suspected or confirmed that I have skin cancer. Won't even buy anything cosmetic. I have very fair skin and red hair. My younger sister is blonde with olive skin and has already had precancerous moles removed. Disagreeing is not a personal attack. Also, you can listen to someone and understand what they're saying without agreeing with them. Just because you don't agree doesn't mean you're refusing to listen. I see you. People reading this one and feeling attacked as the Kill Bill sirens ring in your ear. You can pry my Oxford comma from my cold, dead, and angry hands. I came here just for this. Sincerely, a panda who eats, shoots and leaves. I also came here just for this, but unfortunately those around me won't be so lucky. Sincerely, a panda who eats, shoots, and leaves. The kind of people who want power are the worst kind of people to have power. Power should be a responsibility, not a reward. I've heard the phrase those who seek power rarely deserve it, and those who deserve it rarely seek it. This idea is at least as old as Plato, who says something similar in Republic. It's not quite exactly that, but it gets the same idea across. Well, then, that is why good people won't be willing to rule for the sake of money or honor. You see, if they are paid wages openly for ruling, they will be called hirelings, and if they take them covertly as the fruits of their rule, they will be called thieves. On the other hand, they won't rule for the sake of honor either, since they are not ambitious honor lovers. So, if they are going to be willing to rule, some compulsion or punishment must be brought to bear on them. That is probably why wanting to rule when one does not have to is thought to be shameful. Now, the greatest punishment for being unwilling to rule is being ruled by someone worse than oneself. And I think it is fear of that makes good people rule when they do rule. They approach ruling not as though they were going to do something good or as though they were going to enjoy themselves in it, but as something necessary, since it cannot be entrusted to anyone better than, or even as good as, themselves. In the city of good men, if it came into being, the citizens would fight in order not to rule, just as they now do in order to rule. There it would be quite clear that anyone who is really and truly a ruler does not naturally seek what is advantageous for himself, but what is so for his subject, Republic I 347b, e. Apologies mean nothing without changed behaviors. This is part of the reason why I hate people who use apologies to get rid of tensions or awkwardness. If you don't plan on changing the way you act, just leave the person alone. From one of my favorite books, do you know the Suli have no words to say I'm sorry? What do you say when you step on someone's foot? I don't step on people's feet. You know what I mean. We say nothing. We know the slight was not deliberate. We live in tight quarters, traveling together. There's no time to constantly be apologizing for existing. But when someone does wrong, when we make mistakes, we don't say we're sorry. We promise to make amends. I will. Mati and Shiva Yellow. This action will have no echo. It means we won't repeat the same mistakes, that we won't continue to do harm. Nuclear power is the best middle step we can invest in to power us through building all the renewable energy. It provides great jobs, is exponentially cleaner than burning fossil fuels, and is safe when done properly. A friend of mine worked on our country's nuclear commission and attended many seminars on currently available, and soon to be available, nuclear technology. He would also die on this hill. Nuclear power is no longer the Chernobyl that people think it is. Safety measures are monumental, output is through the roof, and the amount of nuclear waste that actually gets produced is getting lowered by the day. Even Chernobyl was an unthinkably dangerous design for the time, and run by unqualified people. Chernobyl would never have happened if the Soviet Union even tried a little. That money should be kept out of politics at every level. Let each candidate stand on their capabilities at an equal level, not by how much money they have or receive. Edit. I'm getting many direct messages about what do you propose we do about it? We can pass legislation for a start, but to do so you have to get out there and vote or register as a candidate. We have to make the more minor continuous local changes to eventually make the big nationwide changes. Look into your candidates. Look at the laws they pass. It sucks, I get it. We are all tired and just want to sleep, get high, play video games, and eat good food. But it is kind of our responsibility. Saying it doesn't matter is defeatist, and I used to think exactly like that and some days still do. But the only way we push forward is together and by making our wants to be known. I'm not a smart person, and I may be naive, but I still hope we can change things. I earnestly wish I had an easy answer, and I wish I was the type of person that was smart enough to help solve these issues, but I know I'm not. I do know I am the type of person that will do what I can to support those smarter and more capable than myself that are willing to make the changes to keep money out of our politics. If you still are able, go and cast your ballot, friends. Lobbying is nothing more than bribing, and you can't change my mind. I have never understood how lobbyists can an actual legit job. It's so obviously contrary to what is right. It's not babysitting when a dad is watching their own children. It is parenting. Have yet to be through this conversation with anyone when I'm with my son and daughter. I think people are learning. You get it from older folks usually, so it's definitely generational. I'm a dad in my early 30s and I've heard this from older women, but never anyone my own age. Which is a good thing. The idea is dying out. Children are legally required to be in school and often have to stay in the building during lunch. We should feed them healthy, nutritious food for free. Every single child. Edit. Thanks for the award. Please vote for representatives who will help children succeed. I don't have children and I heartily agree. Neither do I, and it infuriates me that there are people out here denying children food or shaming them when they can't afford to pay our lunch fees. They're children. We need to do better. Public libraries are undervalued by many. I'm in a situation where I just can't do my homework nor can I study at home, and my public library has saved me. Honestly, now that I'm going to the library every day, I have a schedule and I feel overall way less depressed and way more productive. Yes, same. Going to the library to study was the only thing that stopped me from spiraling into depression when I was at uni. It also forced me to have at least a little human interaction. I'm a pirate historian and I can tell you for a fact that pirates never, ever buried any treasure. It sounds like you don't want us to find the treasure. Are you a pirate? Where are you hiding it? She wants to keep it all for herself. People are completely fine with immoral, morally grey actions as long as it's someone they like doing it. Expansion on that thought, they're fine with horrible things being done to people as long as they feel no need to identify with the people having horrible things done to them. That 75% of the USA needs to retake an American government class. The fact that most people don't even know we have 3 branches of government baffles me. We all just need to rewatch Schoolhouse Rock. I'm just a bill sitting on Capitol Hill. Children beauty pageants are creepy as duck, and parents who subject their children to such scrutiny and judgment are crazy and don't deserve children. A dear friend of mine growing up was in pageants. She struggled with eating disorders since she was 7. My buddy's daughter and their friends entered one, and they dressed up like random kids characters, e.g. Charlie Brown, Paw Patrol dogs, Baby Shark, Hello Ninja, etc. The people who actually wanted pageantry were apparently upset. No one should need to go into debt for their health. Healthcare organizations don't actually care about your health, only your wallet. The whole thing is based off a giant scam. Repeal Citizen United. Nothing to discuss. Politicians should have to list where every freaking dollar comes from. Or, corporations are held to same cap as citizens. A $2,500 limit on all political donations per year. But, we would need to ban PACs as well to make that work. The corporation cap should literally be $0. There is no valid reason a corporation should donate to a politician in a democratic system. The McDonald's coffee lady lawsuit was not for attention or frivolous. The coffee shouldn't have been that hot. Edit. According to the American Burn Association, water at 155 degrees Fahrenheit, 68 degrees Celsius, can cause a 3rd degree burn in 1 second. Her coffee was 190 degrees Fahrenheit, 88 degrees Celsius, plus 35 degrees Fahrenheit above a 3rd degree burn in 1 second, meaning she literally had 15 seconds to react before her skin melted. Okay, some of y'all don't seem to understand how terrible this was, so here is what CNBC called minor burn damages. Are there any further questions? Labial fusion. If your coffee is that hot, it's too hot. Labial fusion. People who get extremely disappointed when they discover the gender of their unborn child aren't emotionally mature enough to raise a child. Totally agree. I had a boss who moped around for a week after he found out the gender of his unborn child. That guy was such an ass. I know someone who seriously threw a tantrum like a toddler and stormed out of her own gender reveal upon finding out the gender. Like what af? Ear candles are absolute snake oily bullshit. And why does he only have one? He pulls the candle from one ear and lights it for his dinner. So, what? Is his other ear just horrifically plugged? I could absolutely never. At least get it out so your damn ears are evenly unplugged. For Ogre's sake. Disgusting. Shrek's most annoying plot hole. He always leaves one side full so he can turn that ear to whoever is trying to talk to him. Chris Brown is a piece of shit. At first I thought this said Charlie Brown is a piece of shit and I thought that was harsh. Good grief. Social media is bad for you. Public bathroom stall doors should go floor to ceiling. My annoyance is when stalls have huge gaps in the wall's door so you can just look right in. The ladies' bathroom on my floor at work has 3 stalls. 2 of them are only 3 feet from the sinks. When you're washing your hands and you look up in the mirror, you can directly see the person in the stall behind you wiping their ass or whatever. It is so ducking embarrassing and I don't understand who thought this was a good idea. No one needs to care if others hate the same things. Put pineapple on your pizza, like sports team eggs. Stick a candle wherever it fits. If no one gets hurt, no one should care. What's this about a candle? Use a goddamn turn signal. People who love you don't hit you. Also, you don't hit animals you love. Wanting to be childless or not even married doesn't mean something is wrong with you. The egg came before the chicken. That's been proven. What makes a chicken is entirely based on its DNA. An animal's DNA can't change during its lifespan, but DNA can change in utero. Therefore, the first chicken became a chicken while it was in the egg. Wait. Dinosaurs were born from eggs. Eggs came first. It's that easy. Equal pockets for women. Can't afford the vet. Can't afford the pet edit. Clearing something up, financial situations change and that's okay. My point is that if you could afford the pet itself, but not medical care, you most likely shouldn't get one since it's one of the most important things you need to take in consideration when getting a pet. You don't need to have $20 saved up. That's not what I'm saying. But you should have some kind of emergency savings for sudden expenses to make them easier to handle financially. You know it's true because it rhymes. Medical debt should not be a thing in any civilized society. No one should have to choose either to have an operation or to live with pain and keep a roof over their head. But the one that Cole and Ellie always climbed in up looks like a good one for a last view. Term limits for every branch of government in the US. Separation of church and state. Keep religion out of politics and decisions that affect everyone. Crocs should not cost more than $20. Zipper merge lane. It's every other car no matter what. If you're against free school lunches for kids who need it, you're an a-hole. Period. Full stop. Edit. Can you all stop trying to debate with me? I'm not changing my mind. If you don't mind children going hungry at a place they're legally required to be, you're a ducking a-hole. For 3 or 4 different reasons. I'm not responding to your comments. And breakfasts. I didn't realize it, but in my town, breakfast is available at school. These meals should be free or extremely cheap, but prefer it to be free, so that every kid gets at least 2 meals a day. Han shot first. Han was the only one to shoot. In the original cut, Greedo didn't even get a blast out. That's because Han shot first. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. The plot does not exist if it happens at any other time. John McClane is there to visit his family for Christmas. The bad guys are at Nakatomi Plaza because there's less security during the holidays. The people who are taken hostage are there for a Christmas party. Christmas is an integral part of the movie. Therefore it is a Christmas movie. Using this logic, the original Gremlins movie is a Christmas movie. Gremlins is a Christmas movie confirmed. The right to die should be universal. We shouldn't have to work 2 minimum wage jobs to afford enough food to survive healthily. Getting compliments as a dad for normal parenting behavior. Yes, I can feed, bath and put to bed a 9, 7, and 2-year-old. No, I didn't need to call my wife for direction. No, the house didn't burn down. The praise you are heaping upon me doesn't make me feel good. It just makes me feel bad for you, your kids and your husband. Amen. I was just chastising a friend for saying how much her brother does for his family while his wife is recovering from C-section surgery. He has to get up with baby one every day and get them breakfast and fed and dropped off at daycare before he himself goes to work. Me. Oh, you mean he has to be a parent to his own child? Who else should be doing that work? Tangled is better than Frozen. Freedom of speech does not mean complete freedom from consequences. You are free to voice absolutely any opinion you may have. Other people are free to challenge it, judge you, or even disown you for those words. If you could care less, that means you do actually care to some extent. Edit. To clarify, I know the saying should be couldn't care less, but that's not what a lot of people say. Boneless wings are just nuggets, and that's fine, but don't charge me wing prices for nuggets spun in sauce. Underwear than the socks. WHO: the duck puts on socks first. The war on drugs is state terrorism to fill the prisons of non-violent drug offenders for prison slavery. My local hospital is on a hill, and I haven't moved yet, so I guess I'm willing to die there. All human beings, regardless of their morality, ethnicity, nationality, etc., deserve to have access to food, shelter and clean drinking water. There should be no Christmas music before the 1st of December. I dunno, but Peter Gabriel made Salisbury Hill sound pretty nice. The Fruit of the Loom logo had a cornucopia. Don't lock your dogs up in the backyard all day every day. Televangelists are nothing but false prophets. Oxford comma every time. It's clear, precise, and correct. Also, 1 space after a period for proportional fonts, 2 spaces for monospace fonts. This is the way it is known. Semicolon should be used more often. The left lane is for passing. Get in and get out. Education level equals intelligence or wisdom. Some of the dumbest people I've ever met have postgraduate degrees. Nightmare Before Christmas is not a Halloween movie. It's just a spooky Christmas movie. The burden is on the vehicle merging onto the freeway to accommodate to the speed of the cars already on the freeway. I shouldn't have to slam on the brakes cause you're going 40. Telling people or recording yourself doing nice things for others negates the value of it. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.